Hello and welcome to Macy Cooks. I'm starting to think every single one of these videos is going to start with "it's been a while," so I'm not going to start that one this way. Instead, I'm going to start it with "hey, life happens. Come on in, we're cooking something good today." Ceviche is an appetizer, but it can be served as a dinner. It's comprised of a seafood of your choice, like shrimp, scallops, or fish, diced up and marinated or cooked in an acidic juice like lime, orange, or lemon. The first thing that you're going to want to do with ceviche is make sure that you start out for success with the freshest seafood you can find. Shrimp, scallops, fish, pretty much anything will work. Today I'm going to be using shrimp. Now, because I'm in Wyoming, it's not exactly fresh. It was previously frozen. It was previously frozen. But that's okay. This is a high quality shrimp. I got it from the butcher counter and I'm gonna get it prepped and then ready to go. If at all possible, I really like to get those easy peel shrimp that have already been deveined and don't have the little poopy strip down the middle.
Holy Lord, look at this guy. Caught him right after Thanksgiving feast.
There are a couple different ways to make ceviche. Customarily, traditionally, the best way to do it is to pick raw shrimp, raw scallops, or raw fish and then let it marinate in the acidic juice until it is cooked in the fridge for 1 to 4 hours. However, the recipe I'm showing you today is an easy play on ceviche that will get it in and out of the fridge quicker and on your plate, ready to eat. While I'm getting my shrimp peeled, you'll notice I have a pot of boiling water started on the stove. The reason why, like I said, we're going to jumpstart this cooking process and we're going to poach the raw shrimp in boiling hot water for 2 to 3 minutes. Then we're going to pull the shrimp out, set them aside, and let them cool. Now, for dishes like ceviche, when the seafood is going to be the star of the show, I like to try to get the biggest one I can find. This is an extra jumbo. All right, now that our shrimpies are all ready, we're gonna move over to the boiling water. Nice and easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl. We're going to dump those shrimp into the water. We don't want to splash and then get scalded by boiling shrimp water, okay? Okay. To set that kitchen timer for 2 minutes and then head on over to do the rest of the prep. Now, while we're waiting on those shrimp to cook, let's talk about the preparation vessel. One second, as always, I forgot to mention something. When you're peeling those shrimp, don't toss out the shells. Pro tip is to put them in an airtight bag in the freezer, and then the next time that you want to make a seafood stock for, say, a gumbo or a, seafood chowder, you can pull that out and make a shrimp stock. Now, when I make ceviche, this is my favorite bowl because it's flat on the bottom and it's high-sided. The reason it's my favorite is because once we add all the ingredients, the shrimp and the veg and all the herbs, when we top it with that acidic juice, the orange and lime that we're going to be mixing up, it makes it easier to keep it all submerged and covered because that acid juice is what's actually going to finish cooking the shrimp. It's been 2 minutes. I'm going to use my little spider here to get the shrimp out and transfer it to a clean bowl so we can move on to our next step. Pretty and pink, but not cooked all the way. While we're waiting, let's discuss what else is going in. Like I mentioned earlier, we're going to use some very fresh, ripe tomatoes. We're going to need some red onion, a nice jalapeno or serrano if you're into a little more spice, some ripe avocado. This one is a little under, and you know what? It's a perfect time to tell you about this. There's just about nothing more disappointing than an underripe avocado. But did you know that if you slice an avocado in half and then dibble some lime or lemon juice on the inside, smush it back together and put it in the fridge for 24 hours, voila, tomorrow it'll be ripe. You're also going to need a bunch of cilantro. It's going to end up being about a half a cup thinly chopped. And then on top of that, you're going to need some orange juice and lime juice. Now you'll notice I don't have limes here because I already squeezed some yesterday and mixed it with a little bit of orange juice. So we're going to supplement with some fresh juice. For my ceviche, I like for the tomatoes to be a little more on the chunky side. So I like to cut the tomato into fourths at an angle, then turn her, and do just a couple smoothish, if your knife is sharp, chops. So, like I said, you're just going to go ahead and chunk up 2 ripe tomatoes and add those to the bowl. Then, thinly minced half of a red onion. Now, this is kind of up to choice. I mean, you can just leave it large if you want bigger pieces, but I prefer mine to be a little bit more on the minced side. Then you're going to also mince up 2 jalapenos or serranos if you like those better. You can use just one, but honestly, just toughen up Buttercup. It's really not that spicy, and in my opinion, having 2 just makes the whole thing taste much better. Once you've got that finished, add it to the bowl, and then move on to the avocado. I like to keep mine somewhat chunky, but bite-sized. Welcome back from the Great Dice. In our bowl, you will see 2 chunky tomatoes diced up, a half of a red onion, thinly minced, 2 jalapenos thinly minced, as well as about a half a cup of cilantro roughly chopped. We're going to add our 1 pound of shrimp that we have roughly chopped after poaching for 2 minutes. I'm going to add a half a cup, 1/4 of fresh squeezed orange, and 1/4 of fresh squeezed lime juice to the top. Before stirring, add a nice girthy pinch of salt. Give it a nice mix and make sure that all of the shrimp is covered and saturated by the acidic fruit juice. Now that we've got it all mixed together, we're going to cover it very tightly in plastic wrap, and I'm going to push the plastic wrap down to the surface of the shrimp. The reason why is I want that fruit juice to really saturate the shrimp, because the citric acid in the juice is what's going to break down the proteins in the shrimp and prepare it for consumption.
The reason I am really driving home that you want this to be an airtight container or sealed with plastic wrap tightly is to prevent bacteria from growing.
You might have noticed that I didn't add the avocado yet, and that's because I usually wait until the last minute and then toss it right before I'm about to serve it. Welcome back. It's been 2 hours and I don't think you're ready for how beautiful this looks. And while we were waiting, I went ahead and fried up some chilaquiles. And they're going to be delicious with it. However, one of my other favorite ways to eat it is on a taco. The thing that makes ceviche so incredible to me is how light and refreshing it is. It's the perfect thing for a pool party or like a backyard get-together. You can eat as much of it as you want and not feel super bloated afterwards, which is pretty amazing. Oh, and the juice that's in the bottom, don't be afraid of it. I would drink it just like a cocktail, if I could, without people staring. It's that delicious. The meatiness of the shrimp paired with the sweetness of the avocado and that acidic orangey juice, it's phenomenal. And if you've never had it, I can guarantee you've never tasted anything like it. I love it with chilaquiles as an appetizer. However, I also love it as a taco. If you've never had ceviche or made it at home, I implore you to go out and get the ingredients. It's super affordable, super easy, and super delicious. Get cooking, y'all. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you're curious what I've been working on, go follow Macy Welch Author Instagram to see the book that I just self-published, available at Barnes & Noble.